In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and within this divine creation, He planted a garden, a paradise known as the Garden of Eden. In this lush sanctuary, Adam, the first man, was formed from the dust of the ground and breathed life into by God Himself. To Adam, God bestowed the responsibility of tending to the garden, instructing him to cultivate and keep it, for it was a realm of beauty and abundance. From Adam's side, God created Eve, the first woman, a companion and partner, to share in the joys and responsibilities of this perfect creation. In the Garden of Eden, all was harmony. The creatures of the earth lived in peace, and the trees bore fruit in abundance. Yet within this paradise, God placed a single command. They were not to eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. For in the day they should eat of it, they would surely die, a warning that echoed the seriousness of their freedom and the consequences of their choices. As time passed, the serpent, the most cunning of all creatures, approached Eve with a beguiling question. Did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden? Eve, taken aback, responded, We may eat from the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden God has said, You shall not eat it, nor shall you touch it, lest you die. The serpent, with a voice dripping with deception, challenged her. You will not surely die, for God knows that in the day you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. Tempted by the prospect of wisdom and enlightenment, Eve gazed at the fruit, its allure becoming overwhelming, and she took a bite. She then offered the fruit to Adam, who, standing by her side, succumbed to the temptation as well, their hearts now entwined in disobedience. In that moment, the weight of their choice plunged them into darkness. Their eyes were opened, and they realized their nakedness, feeling shame for the first time. They sewed fig leaves together, attempting to cover their vulnerability. Yet the innocence of the garden had been shattered. When evening fell, God walked in the garden, calling to Adam. Where are you? Adam, trembling, replied, I heard your voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked. I hid myself. God, in His omniscience, asked, Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree of which I commanded you not to eat? In fear and shame, Adam responded, The woman whom you gave to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I ate. Eve too was questioned, and she confessed, The serpent deceived me, and I ate. God, with a heavy heart, pronounced judgment upon them, declaring the consequences of their actions. To the serpent He said, Because you have done this, you are cursed more than all cattle and more than every beast of the field. On your belly you shall go, and you shall eat dust all the days of your life. To Eve, He spoke of pain in childbirth and a desire for her husband, while he would rule over her. To Adam, the ground was cursed because of him. In toil, he would eat of it all the days of his life, and from dust he came, to dust he would return. Yet, even in judgment, there was a glimmer of hope. God promised that from the seed of the woman, one would come to crush the head of the serpent, restoring what was lost. With heavy hearts, Adam and Eve were banished from the garden. A world of innocence now forever closed to them. As they stepped into the wilderness beyond, they carried with them the burden of their choice, a reminder of the fragile nature of obedience, and the profound consequences of sin. The world outside the garden was harsh and unforgiving, but it was also a place of growth, where they would learn the depths of love, sacrifice, and redemption. Thus began the human journey, marked by the fall, yet illuminated by the promise of restoration, echoing through the ages.